You can identify the zygomatic arch here
Yes.
easily.
Yes.
Okay. Can you see the superior temporal lines?
No.
This is the zygomatic arch, and you see the superior temporal line starts here. You can see, and it goes like this. Can you see it now?
Yes.
And it goes at the back like this, and you reach at the mastoid process and supramastoid crest, which is this, and then again zygomatic arch. So these are the boundaries of the which fossa? Temporal fossa. So you have to see that. Okay. Now, if I take my fingers like this, and put internal to the mandible. Can you see on the picture?
No.
No. Can you see?
Yes.
You can't see here because there is mandible here, right? And so this space below the zygomatic arch here is your infratemporal fossa, and you can see it's posteriorly there is styloid process, there is mastoid process, and we have stylohyoid, styloglossus, stylopharyngeus muscle here, sternocleidomastoid here. So all these muscles will form a rounded kind of thing which goes like this. So this will form which boundary? Posterior boundary. Okay. And if I put my finger underneath and go laterally, the mandible will touch my tip of the finger. So which boundary the mandible will form? Lateral boundary. Very good. And if I push it upwards, there will be roof. Okay. And if I push it medially, I will touch the lateral pterygoid plate. And see that is happening here. If I take this mandible out, okay, now I have removed the mandible, okay, and at this moment, can you see this plate?
Yes.
This is your lateral, oh, this plate is your lateral pterygoid plate, okay. I should touch the lateral pterygoid plate with the help of pencil so that you should know it. Okay, so this is the lateral pterygoid plate. Okay, and what part of bone is here anteriorly? Maxilla. Okay, so this is the anterior boundary of the. Now this is the posterior surface of the maxilla. So this is the anterior boundary of the fossa. Now at this lateral pterygoid plate, if I turn it this way, you can see there is a fissure. Can you see now a fissure?
Yes.
This dark color fissure here. Can you see this fissure?
Yes.
What is this fissure? It is between pterygoid plate behind and maxilla in front. Pterygomaxillary fissure. And if you go inside the fissure, there is a small little space. Can you see this space?
Yes.
This space is the fossa, which is known as pterygopalatine fossa, or also known as sphenopalatine fossa, because pterygoid plate is coming from sphenoid bone. So pterygopalatine fossa or sphenopalatine fossa. So the medial wall is formed by the lateral pterygoid plate and pterygomaxillary fissure. Is it clear?
Yes.
So lateral wall is clear. Okay. For the roof, you turn it this way. You see this is the roof of the fossa now, very much clear. And at the roof you see the greater wing of the sphenoid and it's going to spark the temporal bone. Okay, so this is the roof. Very clear? Is there any doubt? In the roof, you expect foramen ovale, which is this one, from where the mandibular nerve will come down, and then mandibular nerve and its branches will be content of the infratemporal fossa. So you see the foramen ovale, and behind foramen ovale you see foramen spinosum, which is this one. Okay? Very clear? So you saw the roof, you saw the anterior wall, you saw the posterior wall, you saw the lateral wall because of mandible there, and you saw the posterior wall as well. Okay? Are the boundaries clear to
Yes.
everybody? So now there are many skulls, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll spread all around, and each one of you should note the boundaries of the temporal fossa and infratemporal fossa, and see that both the fossae, they communicate with each other under the zygomatic arch. Okay, so you can see this is the zygomatic arch where the temporal fossa is in communication with the infratemporal fossa, which is behind the maxilla. So my fingers are in the infratemporal fossa. If I go up, they are now in the temporal fossa. Very clear?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, sometimes one may ask the communications of the infratemporal fossa. Okay, so can you tell me what are the communications of the infratemporal fossa? One communication is it communicates with the temporal fossa through the gap under the zygomatic arch. This is one communication. Any other communication which you know? Does it communicate with the orbit? Yes, with the orbit. Yes, it communicates with the orbit through a fissure known as infraorbital fissure. This fissure is infraorbital fissure, and if I put the pencil here, you can see this pencil is coming in the infratemporal fossa. Can you see that?
Yes.
So anteriorly, the infratemporal fossa communicates through the inferior orbital fissure with the orbital cavity. Can you see the pencil now?
Yes.
So anteriorly it communicates through inferior orbital fissure with the orbital cavity. Okay. Laterally above it communicates with the temporal fossa. These are the two communications. Can you tell me medially where does it communicate? Medially?
Pterygoid.
Yeah, I'm showing you. The medial wall is formed by the lateral pterygoid plate, pterygomaxillary fissure, and part of the maxilla. This is the medial wall. So what is the communication medially?
Pterygoid plate.
Pardon?
That's also
Plate is the boundary. Communication should be with some region or with some space. What is this fissure known as?